Today I want to talk about a lens that has improved but also ruined my photography, and that's the iconic 24-70 zoom lens. About 18 months ago, I made what is currently the best performing video on this YouTube channel about the topic of primes versus zooms. Back then, this Sigma 24-70 was an absolute breakthrough for my photography, and I was so high on my success with this lens that I was so naive to see the disadvantages of zoom lenses. So in today's video, I want to show a portrait session that I shot yesterday, shooting on primes and zooms on the Fujifilm XT5, as well as some other genres of photography that I've shot recently on both prime and zoom lenses. So this is my experience, the mistakes I've made, and what I've learned so far when picking a prime lens or a zoom lens. Prime lenses are hands down the best method to improve your photography, period. There's no denying that sticking to and learning a focal length is the best way to improve your composition and learn how the field of view of focal lengths impacts your images to add that visual interest. Prime lenses are also incredibly fun and also rewarding when you get it right. This is especially true for wider focal lengths like 24 or 28mm, as these are definitely harder to use because of that wider field of view, adding more distracting elements into your frame. Hence the fact that you have to move or shoot at different and interesting angles to make a clean, intentional image. I also think that you don't need all of the available focal lengths on the market today. So having a max of 3 lenses, a wide, a medium, and a tight lens is all you really need for most genres of photography. Doing this, you can find how a focal length impacts and develops your photography style by finding your favorite focal length. Lastly, I do prefer using primes for my portrait images, not only for more blurry backgrounds with faster apertures like f1.4, but also I like the intentional process of getting a wider, a medium, and a tight shot. Shooting on the XT5, which is a APSC sensor, f1.4 is equivalent to f2 full frame depth of field after that crop factor, which is ideal as I do shoot all of my full frame primes at about f2 anyway. So prime lenses have a lot more creative advantages, are fun and incredibly rewarding to use, but they definitely do have their flaws. Alright, Alicia, just stay there. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah. All of today's images are edited with my Lightroom presets, which are linked at the top of the description. So if you want to emulate my filmic editing style, go pick up a pack today. Zoom lenses are definitely the most versatile type of lens you can buy. The fact that you can get a wide, a medium, and a tight shot within seconds without changing your lenses and not exposing your delicate sensor to the elements. Whenever I go to a new place I'm unfamiliar with and I don't know what focal length will work best for the scene, I always bring a 24-70 and my 70-180. With just buying these two lenses, it's the most cost-effective way to cover all of the popular focal lengths as well as those unique focal lengths in between. A popular zoom is the 16-35. Now, I don't own or I don't have any intention buying or using this lens, as I generally don't go any wider than 24mm, but owning this holy trinity of zooms, you have all of the popular focal lengths covered. Now, the mistakes I've made and what I see a lot of inexperienced photographers do when shooting on a zoom lens is ironically just zooming too much and not being intentional with the focal length they want to use. So to avoid this, I encourage you to stick to the focal markings on a zoom. So pick a focal length like 35mm and try to make that focal length work for that particular scene. This is how I remove the creative disadvantages of a zoom, and sometimes when I physically just cannot move, I do just zoom out or zoom in a little bit, and I take advantage of the versatility of a zoom lens, as well as get those unique focal lengths in between. Like I said before, portraits, I definitely prefer primes, but a full frame 24-70 at f2.8 is plenty of depth to work with, and it's great for those fast moving situations. The 16-55 f2.8 that I used on the Fujifilm XT5 isn't really ideal because after the APSC crop factor, it's like an f4 full frame depth of field, which does look okay, but I still like having a few shallow depth of field images for portraiture. And to actually combat this, you can just pull your subject away from the background a little bit more to get more background separation. So zoom lenses are more versatile, cost effective, and a lot easier to use, but they definitely do have the disadvantages. Yeah guys, so I've just been shooting on the 90mm, the 27mm and the 18mm prime lenses. Now I'm going to be shooting to a 2.8 16-55. So this is basically a 24-70 equivalent APS-C. 2.8 is like f4 full frame. So let's see how it works. Yeah, epic. Alright, let's get some 50mm shots. Yeah, look at this resolution. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, and then look at me. Yeah, it's cute. So, in conclusion, should you invest in zooms or primes? Well, it really depends on the type of photographer that you want to be. If you just want to be able to take photos with not too much fuss and get the photo and move on, then having a zoom lens is definitely the way to go. And if you watched my last two videos, I would recommend owning a fast mid-range prime for those low light situations, as well as to improve your photography and get those nice dreamy out of focus backgrounds. That's why this Sigma 24-70 is my most used lens, and my second most used lens is my Sigma 50mm f1.4. But if you really want to improve your photography and be more intentional with the images that you're taking, then owning and using a minimal set of primes is the way to go. You also have the freedom to pick larger f1.4 lenses or smaller compact lenses at higher apertures. And I think the two best prime focal lengths to buy is the 28 and the 50mm, and then just having a longer telephoto zoom for those unique different images with that nice compression. Okay, that's it for today guys. If you got value from this video, make sure you tell me by liking and subscribing for more photography content, and comment your opinions down below.